The late adopter. Hello everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel, to the new video. Bitcoin looks weak, but I think there's some kind of hopium that, still goes around. So I'm going to show you some nice lines. If we break those on the downside, it might look bad. Now, if you try to go towards the upside, what kind of levels do we need to see? So what does have to happen on this chart over here to make us bullish? Or what does have to happen, to make us bearish? Because right now, technically, we are going a little bit sideways. Nobody is really excited about Bitcoin. Minus 2% right now down, but it's not that big of a deal yet. It can be a big deal if we break certain levels, but it can even go up 10% and down 10%, and we still wouldn't care. We only care when we break certain levels on the resistance and support, right? So how many percent is up and down, it really does matter. What does matter, it's very close how you break the resistance, support, and so forth. So you remember last time I didn't make a video yesterday, but day before that there was this rising wedge that most likely was to break on the downside, because rising wedges do break on downside more than they break to the upside in the bearish market. And this is a bearish market, meaning everybody is crying like a baby. So we did break on the downside. I was expecting some kind of a level down here to hold. It was this level up here. Technically it did hold, although we did break on downside, it did hold because we came right back above it. And then you can see that we did hold the same level 2 times before over here. So we are still above that level, and I would not like to break that level on the downside. So this is one of these levels that I would like to see not being broken. But even more important, because this is a 4-hourly time frame, is down here because we made a new low, and that's around 35,745. So if this is gonna dump, if people are gonna, traders are gonna start panicking, they're gonna be panicking below this line, 35,375, and they won't be panicky if we just break it on downside. But if we try to get back above it again and we fail to do that, we just came like something like over here, that might be a bad signal that this is gonna continue another move towards downside. So that's what we are looking for. That's why we don't care right now what this does, because technically just going sideways. I'm also gonna show you daily time frame, and I'm gonna show you that these kind of moves, consolidation do take time, and when this is gonna be over, it's not really that, I don't think it's gonna be over just yet, but we're gonna see how this actually plays out. So I think right now the most interesting part on the chart is the 4-hourly chart, and is this part over here that is gonna show us how we gonna try to get up. Now bullishness does seem weak. You see this 50 moving average over here, first rejection on the rising wedge, this is second rejection, so it does look weak, and the only thing we have right now is the 50 moving averages that's crushing us towards the support. This is support line down here. Whichever of these two lines breaks, that's the direction we're gonna go. So if we for whatever reason manage to get back above the 50 moving average, make even a higher high than what's this over here, make a higher high than 37,351, I think that's gonna be very bullish for the price. So the way I see it, we need to get back above 37,348. This is on Binance chart. The number might be a little bit different on Coinbase or some other exchange, but 37,348, that's the level I'm looking for right now for bullishness, and bearishness is below 35,7. So you go up, you bullish; you go down, you bearish. So we are just kind of cruising sideways. So this minus 2 point something percent is really not that big of a deal, the way I see it right now. It does look a little bit bearish down here, but it's not that big of a deal yet. So we're gonna see eventually when it becomes actually a big deal. Now let me show you some nice lines up here. There is this, let me do it on this chart over here. Let me just clean up everything, and I'm gonna show you a very nice line that we have been holding. This one over here, and you can see here that we are breaking this trend line up here. This is also one of these bearish moments right now, but we still got like 3 hours and 34 minutes left to bounce up. Even if we break it on downside, we just have to get back above it, because we held it over here, held it over here, held it over here. I mean, these two are, we made the line, and over here we are holding it. This is the third time we are going to try to hold it. So still 3 hours and 33 minutes left for this candle to close. If it closes above the line, all good. If it starts us closing back below the line and we fail to get on the next 4 hourly back above the line, that might be bad move. So I'm looking at least 8 hours more left, you know, to kind of confirm which directions we are gonna go over here. But it is very nice line, and right now this line is what's you know, some kind of trend line that's holding us up. We can also go into some smaller time frames, and I think it's 1 hourly time frame. Yeah, it's 1 hour time frame, and there is even a nicer line up here, and it's this line over here. This on a very small time frames, so this is gonna tell us a little bit sooner than the 4 hourly, you know, how this is gonna play out. But this is the 4 hourly chart. Now we do have higher highs, and technically we do have higher lows as well. Well, we don't have, because this isn't bullish engulfing candle, but it is a kind of dodgy candle if you combine these two together. Let's see if we can do that on the chart over here. Yeah, you can see here, and when you combine the candles, 1 hourly candle becomes 2 hourly candle, you see that we get this nice dodgy pattern up here, and that's why we went towards the upside. So we are still holding this line, and I'm hoping that this line can even hold on the small time frames, but it's small time frame, so it's gonna play out pretty big. But you know, if you are watching anything 1 hourly time frame, watch 1 hourly time frame, watch this line. If you start closing below the line, that might indicate that the 4 hourly is gonna close somewhere down here below, and then you know comes, you know, the game of can we get back above the line or not. Let's go a little bit back in time up here and pull up all of these nice lines that we just had. And as you can see here, even though if we break the 4 hourly time frame trend line up here, even if we break the 4 hourly trend line, it is bad, but we still got 35.7, so it does become bearish, but it still got 35.7. And it's only, you know, the 35.7 is technically the last support on the downside, so we don't want to break that. Big support resistance level again, these are still in play. As you can see, this is a resistance up here that you can see very nicely. We came all the way up to the resistance, and we closed below this resistance. So see, guys, we know how to draw the resistance. We don't use, you know, horizontal volume, VPVR stuff, you know, crap. We know where support and resistance are. We don't need that kind of stuff. So we know exactly where the levels are. So this is right now acting as a resistance. This is acting as support. So even if you break this line down here, it might be bearish, but it's, you know, on the big time frames. This is daily time. This is 4 hourly time frame. Sorry, on the big time frames, daily time frame, it's closing down here. That's you know, making us very bearish. That's below 34.7. So you know, we got a 35.7 down here, 34.7 down here, and the way I see it, the lowest we can go right now is around 31, 32, but it's a long play. It's a long play. And just to you know, end this all with the you know, notion of what's happening here on the daily time frame. As you're gonna see here, we are nowhere out of the dump yet. We are still below this 20 moving average up here. This 20 moving average has been, you know, pushing us on the downside. Even up here when it broke towards the upside, right back down again, and it was pushing us. So this is gonna be the big test, whether we are bearish or not. So I think we are just gonna go sideways here. I don't think we're gonna, you know, right now break this on the downside yet. If we do a break on downside, it's gonna be a very weak move towards downside, because we are getting down on the 10 moving average, and that's just too fast on the daily time frame. So I think if we do break down on the 10 moving average to the downside, that means, you know, some kind of a bullishness, because it might mean that it's kind of less dump, and then we can you know, push towards the upside. Now if it's a real dump, I think it's just gonna wait for the 20 moving average and then get rejected by the 20, and then you know, drop towards the downside. Doesn't matter, this move that's happening right now, you can see here 2 times right now getting rejected by the 10 moving average, also the resistance up here. So technically we are a little bit bearish. We are hoping that support is gonna hold, you know, but how much hopium do we have? You know, what's left after all of this, you know, and markets crashing and stuff like that. You know, but like I said, 4 hourly, watch 4 hourly time frames, watch what's happening up here. 37.3 bullish, 35.7 bearish, you know, there's that. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. See you around. Bye bye.